Well, this is a very controversial subject, and we have the main players on this debate tonight. And the BJP's, before I begin, here is the basic charge which is being made. The BJP says that there were political motives behind trying to falsely implicate some senior scientists. And this was being encouraged by the UPA government, which went on. The BJP had a national press conference. The BJP says that the UPA government also let off B Sreekumar. B Sreekumar is with me in the studio, and B Sreekumar, you've been former director of the deputy director of the Intelligence Bureau
Trivandrum.
Of Trivandrum.
Yes.
And you've been also former DGP of Gujarat.
Yes.
And you have been at the forefront of the group of people who've taken on Narendra Modi.
Right.
So you've been at the forefront of the group of people who've taken on Narendra Modi. The BJP is making those serious allegations against you today. So there are 4 panelists today. Let me introduce them one by one. B Sreekumar, who is in the studios of Newshour this evening, is accused by Meenakshi Lekhi of getting preferential treatment from the UPA government, despite having botched up and implicated wrong people and carried out a crusade which fixed wrong people, including one of India's leading rocket scientists, former ISRO scientist Nambi Narayanan, who is joining us from Thiruvananthapuram. So Nambi Narayanan is a former rocket scientist, former ISRO scientist, who faced all those charges of betraying his own country and who later was given a clean chit. Despite that, Meenakshi Lekhi says there was no action taken against B Sreekumar because he's on the right side of the UPA government. So I hope I've introduced all our panelists in that context. Meenakshi Lekhi makes the charge. The Congress will defend the charge in one aspect. The charge is against B Sreekumar. You are here. You will take on Meenakshi Lekhi for what she said.
Certainly.
And Mr. Nambi Narayanan, for you, since you've been on television for the first time, I think, on this subject in detail, I hope that you will speak your heart out so we can understand what really has been going on. With your permission,
please,
I want to begin. To the BJP, Meenakshi Lekhi, you suddenly remember this case after so many years?
I remember this case.
B Sreekumar says you are making those accusations against him because he takes on Narendra Modi. Now, if the UPA gave Sreekumar, who's sitting with me in the studio, a clean chit in 2005, right? Why are you raking this up after 13 years?
No, Mr. Sreekumar was not given a clean chit in 2005. It was December 2004. And if I tell you, I have been in legal practice for 23 years. I have not seen a case where a charge sheet is served to a person, his written statement is not recorded, he's not submitting his written statement on oral submissions, he's let off in a case as serious as ISRO's espionage case. And in this case, Mr. B Sreekumar was let off on oral submissions. I have not heard of any such case ever in my life. Out of 9 charges, 7 charges were dropped off, 2 were kept, and only punishment he got was repatriation to the parent cadre. An occasion for me to rake up this case was a chance discovery of an audio recording by Rais Khan, where Mr. B Sreekumar seems to have admitted that he was in touch with Teesta Setalvad and Rais Khan should compromise with Teesta Setalvad, and Teesta Setalvad has helped him when he was charged in quashing the charge sheet by the UPA government.
Mr. Sreekumar, would you like to respond? For our viewers who are, I want to bring them up to date with this case. This case goes back, ladies and gentlemen, to 1994. On October 20th, 1994, a lady called Mariam Rashida had been arrested by the Kerala police.
Right.
On the 22nd of October 1994, K. Chandrasekharan, I think, an agent for the Russian space agency Glavkosmos in India, was arrested on the basis of this Mariam Rashida's confessions. On October 30th, ISRO scientist, who is on our program today, Nambi Narayanan, was arrested. After that, Nambi Narayanan went through that persecution. He challenged the investigation in the High Court. Eventually, he was proven to not to be completely innocent. The NHRC even ordered for an interim compensation to be paid to him. But Mr. Sreekumar, Nambi Narayanan is with us today.
Right.
And you really, you know, the findings that you brought out against Nambi, did you have any, would you accept that what you did was wrong?
nothing
First of
wrong
all,
because
what you did against Nambi Narayanan was wrong.
No, I did not do
that
anything.
you virtually affected the career of one of India's top rocket scientists. Why did you do that? Let's start with that. Why did you do
And
that?
India's own progress
Arnab,
in space.
unfortunately, you are assuming certain things as truth, which are not at all truth, falsehoods. Because I was not in charge of the investigation at all. Investigation cannot be conducted by under CRPC by any IB officer from DGP rank officer, that is director, to the peon. That is one thing. CRPC never recognizes IB as a police organization. It was Kerala police which registered a case sometime in October or something of that year, and then sought the help of IB through director IB for interrogating some of these people, 2 scientists and 2-3 private people and police officer, etc., etc. So that time, director IB has directed the joint director. I was number 2 in Trivandrum setup to send suitable officers, and a deputy director.
Were you responsible for the torture, alleged torture of Nambi Narayanan in custody? He's on the program today.
Totally false. Nambi Narayanan is coming out with this against me because of a prejudice. Because in my earlier assignment as CISF commandant in Tumba, there were serious allegations against him for his corrupt dealings. Then director VSSC, Dr. Vasant Gavarkar, and then VSSC controller, Mr. PM Nair, who later became the president's...
Mr. Sreekumar, the charge is very serious, and the charge is that, you behaved, the officials of the IB, including you, and Nambi Narayanan can respond to you. The officials of the Intelligence Bureau, including you, behaved in an unprofessional manner, and you were privy to the arrest of 6 innocent persons. The CBI actually categorically indicted you initially. Did the CBI indict you for failing in your duty to conduct the inquiry in an objective and fair manner?
Totally wrong. I did not.
Did they or did they not?
Please permit. No, totally wrong. Because I did not even meet Mr. Nambi Narayanan.
I am asking you what the CBI said. Did the CBI say that or not, Mr. Sreekumar?
No, I don't know about CBI report. CBI report was presented long back before UPA government has come to power. Why Vajpayee government slept over it? Why Vajpayee government found that there is no truth in this thing? Why Vajpayee government did not...
First of all, I want to get Nambi Narayanan into the discussion now. Sir, were you tortured in custody? Were you framed in this case? What agony did this cause you? And do you accept Sreekumar's point of view today that he had nothing to do with it? Sreekumar says today, I had nothing to do with it. Do you accept that?
Absolutely wrong. If Sreekumar is not responsible for the tortures which were executed by his men, whom are named in the CBI report, and a medical report further certifies that, and the CBI report indicates that, and the CJM court accepts it, how do you say Sreekumaran is not responsible? If Sreekumar says, I have not done it, my men did that, who are these men? Are they behaving on their own? Or are they reporting to Sreekumar? Shirking off the responsibility, vicariously responsible Sreekumar is talking irresponsible on this matter. It is he who tortured, I am saying. It is he who made all these things. The whole thing was instigated by him. He can't simply say, I am not aware, I have not tortured them. Then who the hell has done this torture? Let him answer this question.
Answer him, Mr. Sreekumaran. This is a very serious charge. No, 1 second. For all our viewers watching the Newshour tonight, on the one side, where does this controversy go back to? On the one side, there is a top rocket scientist, and let it be said on record that Nambi Narayanan has been the most acclaimed and one of the best known and regarded rocket scientists of the country until this case happened, where accusation was made against him of selling his nation's secrets, of compromising his own country, of giving away secrets of India's strategic space research to foreign nationals. A serious charge was made that he succumbed to a honey trap. Let's be very clear. At that point of time, you were in charge of the Intelligence Bureau. I'm asking you once again, the rocket scientist on the program is challenging you and accusing you of doing that, personally being responsible for his torture. First of all, do you accept what he's saying?
totally
direct
false.
response to it.
Let me kindly give me time to explain, because the other reason I have to say that I can give an affidavit that they are all correct. Mr. Nambi Narayanan, I never met. I interrogated Mr. Shaktisinh only. 25-page report is there. Not a single line he has rejected. He is not a co-plaintiff with Nambi Narayanan also. Secondly, had I or anybody harassed Nambi Narayanan, why he did not reveal this thing when he was present before the magistrate?
Who didn't reveal it?
He did not reveal. He did not complain to the
Mr.
magistrate.
Nambi Narayanan, why didn't you talk about being tortured earlier before the magistrate?
Yes.
Mr. Sreekumaran is countering what you're saying.
This is being misquoted by Sreekumar. When I was asked whether you were ill-treated, I was presented by the CBI, not by the Kerala police. I understood that the CBI, whether they have misbehaved with me. I answered no. But my point is, what was the role of CBI, of Mr. Sreekumar on this entire episode? What was his role? In what way he was assisting the so-called...
What was your role?
He himself...
What was your role?
I clearly explained.
What was your role? The CBI... No, 1 second. The CBI official said this is a very important subject we are dealing with today. A former ISRO scientist, one of India's best-known scientists in this very sensitive area, is accusing you as a former Intelligence Bureau head.
I'm not head.
No, senior intelligence bureau official,
yes,
of fixing him and ruining his career, of affecting him personally. And I read from this. The CBI report said the intelligence bureau officials told Rashida, the lady who was supposed to be the center of this honey trap, that if she did not tell the truth, she would be stripped naked and made to lie on ice, and insects would be thrown on her body. Why was this happening? Was there an attempt to fix certain scientists for certain reasons? And may I know what those reasons were?
Totally false. If this is true, why Rashida did not complain to her government, Malay government? Why Rashida did not complain to the magistrate? Nambi Narayanan saw what is the explanation he is giving. When magistrate, he was presented to magistrate, he is expected to give any complaint about the custody period, whether the custody was under the police or otherwise. IB never took him in custody. It is the police who took him in custody. That police officer who is an outstanding officer who is now heading the...
You think 1 second, this is getting more and more complicated here. Meenakshi Lekhi wants to come in on this debate as well. You think one single scientist has the power to take on the entire state? And I wonder in this country here today, where we say that we are so proud of our ISRO scientists for sending the Mars moon orbiter one day, for sending Chandrayaan up one day, for the PSLV, for the GSLV, why was this one scientist treated in the manner that he was? And if for that reason this case is being opened up, let us know both sides. Meenakshi Lekhi wants to counter you. Then I'm coming to the whole question of whether you are getting political protection.
No,
Meenakshi wants to say something to you.
Yes, please.
Meenakshi,
I want to, because Mr. Sreekumar is actually talking about what the law says. IB is not supposed to take custody, yet the IB has taken the custody. In fact, the charge against him is that he took the custody, handed over without even signing the papers. The charge against him is that he recorded the statements and interrogated people without even signing the documents, without even dating them. These are the charges. That is precisely why a charge sheet was given to him. Ask him whether the charge sheet was given to him or not, and whether within 1 month of UPA taking over, all charges were diminished and he was restored back to Gujarat. Ask him this question right now.
Let me answer. She is misinterpreting.
Within 1 month, can you believe the supersonic speed with which UPA government has been working for past 9.5 years? We've seen the policy paralysis. And this government finishes a complete case within 1 month. And prior to that, AK Antony took over as the CM of Kerala, and K. Karunakaran was the former CM, and he refused to...
No, if you are saying you be very direct.
I am suggesting...
What is your charge? What is your charge?
My charge is how, for political purposes, and there was a sabotage,
and that needs purpose?
I'm coming to that.
What political purpose? Be specific.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. I am very, very specific. My first charge is that when Mr. Nambi Narayanan was fixed, it was not only he as a person who was fixed, but it was India's liquid fuel technology which was fixed for good, and rocket science technology which was responsible for sending Chandrayaan into the space, and that was blocked. That is number one charge. The second charge I'm making is Kerala government, at that point in time, A.K. Antony was the CM, closed the case within 2 months of his taking over. The CBI case was closed down by that government at that point in time. The third charge I'm making, he is actively in collusion with Teesta Seetalwad, and by giving a reprieve in the central government, by the central government, he was sent back to Gujarat, and he has been working on their
behest. That's your real problem, isn't it, Meenakshi Lekhi?
Yes.
No,
that's your
that
real
is not
problem.
my
Your
real
problem is that he's together with Teesta Seetalwad.
Not the only.
That's the counter charge against you, because the counter charge against you, Meenakshi
Let me
Lekhi.
answer one by one.
Meenakshi Lekhi, it is
jigsaw puzzle.
Meenakshi Lekhi, let me ask you something. It was not just Sreekumar, but other IB officials also who were in the dock. I'm sure you'll agree. Why are you focusing only on Sreekumar?
No, because
you are trying to join. Because how do I know that it is not an attempt by the BJP to target all those people who take on Narendra Modi?
Of course
number
not.
two. I was number two only. I was not even number one there.
Jacob Matthews was his superior. Jacob Matthews report on him that the statements recorded are truths, half-truths and false. And R.B. Sreekumar, who was in charge of that particular operation, knew very well the charges he has framed are false. And it is the R.B. Sreekumar who was the mastermind.
Why is your press conference about R.B. Sreekumar? Why is your press conference? Let's get Shaktisinh Gohil in on this right now. The Congress Party spokesperson. By the way, your press conference is on R.B. Sreekumar. Your press conference is not on the then IB director, the then joint director, the then assistant director, the then DCIO.
You don't know the system. In the system, the joint director.
How come you don't talk about them?
I'll tell you.
Wait,
I am talking about them. Joint director.
No, he's asking you something.
Please tell me one evidence against me. And you are telling the most honest DIG of police. That honest DIG of police history we know.
May I make one last?
You don't understand. You can't cheat this nation. You will face the consequences. I am telling you. Don't tell me that you have done wonderful thing. I have done wonderful thing. I have done this country proud. Today's PSLV is 25 flights are my contribution. Please tell me what is your contribution. You have been wasting the time.
You see, there is not a question, general question.
One second.
Tell me only one question.
We cannot, today,
what was
today,
the evidence
if you damage a
against
politician's reputation in this country, that politician chases you right up to the,
Let him chase us. He is just chasing. Let him chase us.
He has every right to.
Yeah, I agree fully.
No, you can't escape. You cannot escape, Sreekumar. Tell me what was the evidence against me, either on record or oral.
This country, who actually worked for the country and was the brain behind cryogenic engines. And cryogenic engines technology was sabotaged in this entire episode, and it is the country which is at loss, not just Mr. Nambi Narayanan as a person. So people who have done it need to pay for what they have done to the country. It's a treachery towards the country is one statement. The second statement is, as a person, what Mr. Nambi Narayanan has gone through, I think he deserves an apology, and not just an apology, but a full compensation and complete rehabilitation package from now on. And people like Mr. Sreekumar and other police officers who are responsible, and why these only? The entire trap needs to be discovered. Who all are responsible for this? Because there is a book by Mr. Brian Harvey which says that Russia in space, failed frontiers, in which it is said that CIA was responsible for sabotaging this particular program of India in ISRO, where the rocket fuel, liquid rocket fuel was being used. So I think a lot needs to be uncovered.
Please give me time to answer.
No, 1 second. The question is this. You see, I'm not so much interested in the politics.
I'm sorry to interfere here.
I'm not concerned.
As I'm interested in the human
I'm sorry to interfere here.
He's saying something.
You see, the chairman of ISRO. No, please. Forget about the human aspect. Professor Dhawan, whom I regard as God. Professor U.R. Rao, whom also I regard as an architect of the Indian space research. These two people, in a signed document, have said that if this is what is going on, I am talking about the spy case, we cannot rule out the possibility of other foreign agencies' interference into this. Now, my point is very simple, that the entire space program including the cryogenic, was jeopardized. And today, what I was supposed to have sold, the technology 18 years back, is not available today, even today. And this interesting character keeps telling that, okay, he has done a wonderful thing of catching me red-handed. I am asking him repeatedly, what was the evidence against me? He doesn't have an answer. And he says, I have no authority to interrogate. No. But at the same time, he has interrogated.
In charge of the investigation.
So, what I am saying is that he has played in the hands of the CIA. Absolutely clear to me. He has played in the hands of the CIA.
Let me answer.
Either knowingly or unknowingly, I don't want to give him the doubt. Now, my point is, he doesn't know a damn.
You are saying something very serious. One second, Mr. Nambiar. You are saying,
he won't be able
you are saying, Mr. Nambiar, that you were targeted by foreign agencies?
I am targeted by not only foreign agencies, it is the project was targeted, and I happen to be the prime affair, and I was targeted. But my point is, these characters sitting here, were the moles. Let me ask you one question. Ratan Sehgal was charge-sheeted and asked to get out. And he was an IB person who was joint director IB. And he was asked to get out. Now tell me what was the charge? He was collaborating with the CIA. Out of 49 meetings unapproved, his meetings were 9 times videographed.
I have 30 seconds on
so
this,
is it not established that there is a mole
Mr.
in
Gohil,
IB?
The question goes to you. Take the politics away from it. The UPA gave a clean chit to Mr. Sreekumar.
He was a mole in IB.
But what about...
Not only me, all others.
No,
all
one
others.
second.
No, I'm not talking about UPA or
investigation and a specific clean chit which was given to you as well. I have the documents with me.
No, other IBs are IGs also.
Yeah, but it was specifically also for you.
Yes, all of us.
So my question to you, the Congress spokesperson, Mr. Gohil, is that, okay, you gave a clean chip to Mr. Sreekumar. The scientist on the program, Mr. Nambiar, feels, however, that Mr. Sreekumar did not deserve the clean chit. My question is, what did you do for Mr. Nambiar? You helped the Intelligence Bureau officer, but what did you do for the scientist? Whose entire reputation, career, prestige, mental health, the trauma that he suffered, what did you do for him?
Arnab,
Zero.
I will say
Nothing.
that whoever is wrongly
In fact,
doped and
this is a
suffered. Let me complete now. At least give me 30, 60 seconds without interruption, Arnab. Be fair to me, please.
Mr. Nambiar, let the Congress spokesperson...
May I now?
After that you can...
Without any interruption?
Yeah. Yeah.
Arnab, let me tell you,
Mr. Gohil.
if any innocent has suffered, he is entitled for all the compensations and sympathy. Sreekumar was deserving promotion as DGP. Modi has wrongly harassed him and didn't promoted him. Thereafter, tribunal, after his retirement, tribunal has said no, it was wrong decision on the part of the state of Gujarat, and Sreekumar was promoted. That was wrong. Modi should apologize. And the same way, if something happened with any scientist or any citizen or anyone, I am not shy to say sorry to anyone who has suffered, who is innocent and suffered. Yes, we are sorry for them. But the NDA was in power for years together. What they did. Today, Meenakshi is shouting from the rooftop.
Mr. Gohil, I take
what NDA did during that tenure for years together, and they were silent. Today, after 19 years, they are raising
which are
voice.
Beyond politics. There are some things which are beyond politics. And
Yes,
I say today, I put this question to all our Newshour viewers. First
Yes,
of all,
and that's why I say.
Mr. Nambi Narayanan, I am grateful to you that today you spoke your heart out on this channel. I am absolutely sure, Mr. Nambiar, that the people of India have heard your voice today.
To speak for a minute.
And I believe that television is a transparent medium. If you are true, people have heard what you said and they will believe you for whatever you say. Yes, Mr. Nambiar. Closing. Mr. Nambi Narayanan, sorry.
No, Mr. Arnab, please permit me to speak for a minute, 1 minute. The people who created this case, let it be C.B. Matthew, let it be Sreekumar, let it be Vijayan, let it be Joshua, they were all promoted, conferred IPS, and also given prestigious, meritorious service. Please understand that that is one side. Another side, my compensation case, in spite of NHRC awarding it, it has taken 11 years for the Kerala government to give me that money. Immediate interim relief. Where are we living? What is this society? I have not done any crime. The criminals are being promoted. And I am being punished further. You think that it is worth living in this country? I'm sorry, but that is the state of affairs. And here is a person
like you
who still defends
will inspire a lot
that,
of people.
oh, I have
On
not
your
done
behalf,
this.
I put a question to the Newshour viewer today. My question is, do you feel injustice has been done to Nambi Narayanan? What would you like to say to Nambi Narayanan? Mr. Nambi Narayanan, I will collect the feedback of our Newshour viewers and send it to you, so that you can understand how strongly they feel, perhaps in your case and for what you have suffered, Mr. Narayanan. But for coming and speaking today with courage, with bravery, and for being forthright, and for Mr. Sreekumar for coming and giving your point of view, and to Mr. Gohil, thank you very much for joining me on this Newshour debate. Thank you.